Hi, and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. I'm Naturally Nitty, also known as Jessica, and this is episode 279.
And I'm Allena, also known as Starnitz. This is our monthly podcast. If this is your first time watching, welcome. If you're a returning watcher, thanks for coming back.
Yes, so grab your knitting, pull up a chair, and craft along with us.
All right. So, do you have any mojo or finished objects?
I do. Um, so I finished a test knit for Shayna Lines Designs called Shoulder Season.
Looks
I
great.
see that cool shoulders are different. I use the hand spun, um, but it's like a boxy sweater, and that's the back. And I love it.
It's great.
I finished that, and I also finished um, a recalibrate top, also in handspun. Um, this one's quite bright.
It is. I love it.
Oops, sorry, can't like lean back enough. Back's the same. I did the same color for the thing. This is also by Shayna Lines Designs. This one's really fun because you can use um, mini skeins. I think like 20-gram skeins. Is that what
Yeah.
you for each um,
Sorry, I'm all shaky.
little section? Like, so one panel would be one, and the front and the back is another. And then the trim around the sleeves and this little thing up the sides. I'm not sure how much the body calls for. I forget what she said. But anyways, it's a fun way to use up scraps. But I just used two different things of handspun, and I made my band on the bottom a little bit longer. Um, and I made this is the second one I made. So the first one I made had a lot of positive ease, and this one has a little bit, but not as much. So it's a little more fitted. So it's like a completely different sweater. It's kind of cool. I wore it yesterday, or no, 2 days ago already. Um,
It's cool. I have yet to knit or recalibrate. It's on my list of things to
they're so
knit.
much fun. I am trying not to cast on another one because they're so easy. It's just garter stitch, and it like goes so fast, and it's at a like a loose gauge, so like it's garter stitch on like I think on eights, sixes.
For
I forget
fingering,
what
for
for fingering.
fingering.
Yeah, so like maybe it's sixes or sevens. I really don't know. I just made it, and I don't know. Um, you'd have to look at the pattern, buy the pattern. It's great. But yeah, so like it's a little bit. I don't know if you can a little bit see through, but I just wear a tank top under it, and it's great.
Very
Um,
cool.
anyways, okay, so enough of that. That's all I have finished. Do you
Okay,
have any mojo?
I do have some mojo. So we last podcasted in July.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah. So
Oh, I guess it's only a couple months away.
I
Sorry,
had
that sounds so far away.
I had not finished my July gnome, but I have finished it now.
Oh, he's so cute.
And I'm working through some like hand spun leftovers for my gnomes right now. So then in August,
Question: did you
yeah,
do all the Harry Potter gnomes?
yeah,
The house gnomes? You finished all
those
those?
were like the first four I made.
Okay, sorry.
So then now I decided I did a Jillian Moreno sample along where you take a braid of fiber and you split it, and I had like all these mini skeins. So I'm like, what am I going to do with these? And I pulled them out and I decided to make a gnome out of each one. So this one is my August gnome, and it is the spin flipped. And so this is what it looks like.
So, question: how long do these really take you to knit? Because you're like popping them out like mad.
Well, I'm doing one a month for
Yeah.
the gnome along. But this one is the small for never not gnoming. It has three sizes, and I'm doing the smaller size.
Okay.
Um, and I'm just knitting yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
They're so cute.
So for this is the one for August. And it doesn't take me too long to knit the smaller ones because this is like a smaller weight yarn. So it goes a lot faster.
And like putting them together, I always hate putting things together. I'm such a...
So she has, for this pattern, you knit the hat and then you pick up and knit the body.
Oh, okay.
And then you just add the nose and the arms and the beard.
So that's not that much.
It's not. So, yeah. Okay, so I also knit this month, which I need to turn it in for a class. I have a baby shower we're going to on Saturday. And I like to knit things or crochet things for people. But lately I've been not wanting to make like clothes or blankets, definitely not blankets. So I like to make toys and then give like a board book. So I made this is the Zeke, the aloof alpaca from Rebecca Danger pattern.
That's cute.
So I made it using Barocco chunky alpaca, I think is what it is. So I made this guy.
He's cute.
And I had bought 2 skeins to make 2. But I decided after finishing this one, I just didn't want to give 2 alpacas. So I think I'm going to, I started a monster instead, which brings us to whips. So I will just keep going.
Okay.
So one of my whips is the second one, which I have to finish by Saturday. I'm making her Rebecca Danger's Olivia monster. I have the body knit and the legs knit, so I just need to knit the arms and then stuff it and then finish it. So I can do that before Saturday.
I love those monsters. I made a bunch of those.
Yeah, and that's why I started making them. They're so much fun.
They are.
Also using Barocco chunky alpaca, I think is what it's called. I don't know where the tag went. Oh, here it is. The ultra alpaca, I'm sorry. It's a chunky weight, so that's why I keep calling it chunky. Sorry. So that's what I have been working on. I'm also working on trying to finish for this weekend my shoulder season.
How many repeats do you have to go?
I'm working on the 14th repeat and I have to go to 18.
That's
but I think I'm going to run out of yarn.
Oh.
So I'm just going to keep knitting. And if I get through 18 repeats, yeah. If not, I'll stop where I can and start
the hem.
And do the hem with the contrasting color that I used for the shoulders. So, yeah. But it's turning out really nice. This is hand spun as well. It was a different color hand spun that I over dyed because I didn't like the color. But it's turning out really nice and I really like it. And I want to finish it. And I just feel like a really, really slow knitter. Like really crappy. Like I don't think she's going to want me to test knit for her anymore. I'm just so slow.
You're not slow. You're just way busy.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So I'm like, I've been working on this and it's like going faster. I don't know. But yeah. Anyways, and I have to start my gnome for this month. So you asked how long it takes. I'm starting it today.
And tomorrow's the last day of the month.
Yeah. So it'll go really fast. I have it in my project bag. I'm going to take it with me.
Maybe I need to make some gnomes.
Yeah. So anyways, and I want to do like every month for this gnome along. Whoops, I totally threw that on the floor. Because I want to participate for the whole thing. So yeah. Anyways, that is all of my whips that I'm currently working on right now. Do you have any whips?
I have a whip that I am not actually currently working on, but I pulled it out so that I will be working on it.
That's a good plan.
And that's Joe's sweater that I started I don't even know when I started it. Yeah, that's the body. I have the arms already done.
Oh, cool.
I'll give you
So the slow parts are done.
a little refresher of what I did so far. So I have the 2 arms.
Yeah. I love it.
And it's all like not color work, but stranded, It's the spice cardigan from Andrea
Maori.
Mowry. So yeah. And that's out of, I don't even know, my Finn and Cormo fleeces that I processed and all that. So I need to work on that. But that requires a little bit more attention span, I think. It's not like super hard pattern, but I gotta pay attention a little bit. But then I was washing, I have this like drying. I washed this sweater and my golden fleece sweater, which is actually a capsule. And I thought I could use another, it's a cardigan and it's like open and just very comfy. I'm like, I could use another one of those for myself, but not in such a crazy color because it's gold and bright yellow. So I pulled out this mashup that I made. It's a 3-ply from Blue Mountain Handcraft, I believe I have it BMH mashup. I have one more skein that's on my Nitty Naughty that I was about to skein up before we started the podcast. Anyways, so I think I'm going to make it out of this because it's like the perfect yardage. And I was noting that I like my sweater, this one, that it doesn't pill as much because it's a 3-ply. As opposed to some other sweaters that I've had that are just 2-ply hand spun and they pill a whole lot, and that really annoys me. So I was saying to myself that I need to make more sweaters that are just 3-ply or like more tightly spun. Anyways, so I'm applying that up, and it's a pretty simple pattern if I remember correctly. I don't know. Maybe I just have sweater cast on itis. I don't know.
No, that's totally cool. But don't let Joe hear that you're casting on another one before you finish his.
I know. I like your mug. I'm jealous of it. Anyways, so really, let me look at my actual notes. I think that's like all I got going on. I don't actually have a little, and that's a whole nother reason why I pulled it out. I'm like, I have volleyball and soccer games that I have to attend. Actually, I have a tournament this Saturday that I have to go to, and I'm like, I need something to knit on, which is why I started balling that up.
Sorry, there's going to be some sirens coming.
But so I needed something to knit. Anyways, so I'm not currently actually knitting on anything because I just finished that recalibrate.
Very cool though. Okay, so you spin me right round. Do you have any spinning?
Yes. So while I was with you at the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Fiber Festival, I spun up a bobbin of Rolex, and it was just like all leftover Rolex that didn't quite make a package. So I made like a monster skein. I don't know if you can see it there. Like all different colors. All different colors that I think, I don't know if I'll 2-ply or Navajo ply it. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. So it's resting. And I also am spinning up some Suffolk and Self-Down fiber that I had gotten locally and cleaned and processed, I think last summer.
I really like Suffolk and Self-Down. So those are a good breed, I think. It's like springy.
Yeah, it's very
springy. I just love it.
It's very springy. I'm thinking I'm spinning it fine enough that I can make socks.
Oh,
or well, Maybe like thick socks. Maybe it'll be like sport weight if it's a 3-ply. We'll see. I don't know. I'm currently spinning it right now on this. All right. That's,
All the spinning.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
I am not currently spinning anything, but I did finish the mashup that I was doing from the 2 yarn, the one Zephyr Creek fiber that I got, and then the free fiber I got at SSK. So I spun them, I laced the flyer and I spun them up so I would get like a fingering or lighter 2-ply. And so I finished and I ended up, I couldn't fill up the bobbin anymore. So I have 2 gains. So I'm going to check for the recalibrate to see how much yardage I need. And if I only need this much from the main skein, I think I might do that and use this, the left, not leftovers, but it was like what was left on the 2 bobbins as the accent color, because I have 118 yards of this, which is just the end of the mashup. Because when I do the mashup of the second bumps of 5, not bumps, they were braids, the second 2 bumps, I will have just as much and it will match up the same. So I got, out of this, I got 788 yards.
Oh, I think you should be fine yardage wise.
On a 2-ply. So this is what it looks like. Let's see if it will focus. And it turned out pretty good and pretty balanced. And I like I said, I laced the flyer so that I got like an even, very fine single. And then I blended them together. So the one was BFL Superwash, which that was the free one. And it was like red and green and blue. And then the other one was called Muchness or something like that, because it was an Alice in Wonderland theme. And it was a merino superwash. So I like blended them together and they're so soft. And actually the BFL is softer than the merino. So yeah, so that's what I got. And that's the only spinning that I have done in the past 2 months. Granted, it took from the end of July to the end of August to spin it all. And that was 8, it's the 8 ounces, obviously. So yeah, but I am really pleased with how this mashup turned, even with the yellow in it and the red. So it turned out really nice. Like, I don't know if you can see, let me like twist it real quick and I'll show you. Oh, it's stuck in my finger. Why am I having problems making a skein right up? I'm just having problems today. Okay. So how it like mashed up together, I think turned out really nicely.
So, I love a good mashup.
Anyways, so that's what I've spun. It is like 8 ounces of fiber for about, I think it's about what, 788 plus 118, not around 900 yards. So that's awesome. I think out of 8 ounces. Yeah. But that's all I have for spinning. And I don't have any weaving. Do you have any weaving?
I do.
Hey.
So last year, maybe, yeah, I was given from a friend who was also like inherited kind of a 4-harness loom. It's a Sievers. Well, here, I can just turn my.
Where's my jealous?
My area is like super messy over here, but there it is, the loom. It's a 4-harness loom, and it's quite large, and it's a big old mess back there right now. But I was given that, so it had sat in our garage like all summer, and no, we must have got, I don't know. I don't think I had it in there over winter. Maybe I did.
Yeah, you did, because I remember looking at it.
Okay. Anyways, sat in there all winter and I'm like, I need to get that in the house and cleaned up and like figure out how to use this thing. So I did. And I have it all set up. I have like a sampler scarf on it right now. Um, it's I forget what they call it, a jack loom. So it's like this and it like folds up like that. But right
Okay.
now it's like out. Um, and it must have, there's this like Seavers like school that you can still go to and take classes, like go away for retreats and stuff. And they used to um, sell kits of these looms that you could like, I think, buy like all the material and just like build that at home, which is what I think they did. Or you can just like have the plans and like somehow get your own. I would think you'd need the correct wood. I don't know. Anyways, but you build them at home, so it was like a cheaper option to have your own loom. And so this one, I think I figured it's probably from like the 80s when the lady built it. And I have like bins and bins of like old magazines and books and patterns and stuff and like all sorts of stuff that I need to sort through. I like did a rough sort of stuff that I really didn't want. Um, but I don't know, maybe I need to like give it to people who would actually use it. I don't know.
Well, if you have anything about double weaving, please send it my way because I actually haven't been weaving, but I watched a bunch of YouTube videos about double weaving,
I don't know if I've
and
seen.
I'm totally into that right
Is
now.
that so it makes like the two layers
Yeah.
of cloth?
So it like because my loom is only about I only get about a 20, like a 19 to 20 inch, sometimes less fabric out of it.
Yeah.
So if I would do that, I could do like and get like 40.
Yeah. This one is 36, I believe.
Yeah, that's fantastical.
Um, so I have plans to make like rugs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But I'm
very
excited.
cool.
But I've been doing all sorts of stuff, so I haven't really gotten around to it. But it's up and it's working, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's
I'm
all
so
I have
excited for you.
for weaving.
All
So
right,
what's next?
binging. Have you been reading or audiobooking anything? Or
Just
binge watching?
random books. I've been using Libby on my phone and just like listening to some books. I've been listening some to some murder mysteries. I don't even know the names of half of them. Just like going through and like whatever picking.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I too have been listening. Um, oh, my friend Sandy says hi. She came to Zombie Apocalypse, or we drove together. I drove, she rode. Anyways, hi Sandy. Um, so I've been reading a crap ton of books. Um, I didn't even list them for you, but I will tell you, I kind of went through some of my audiobook library and started rereading certain ones. Like I read um, um, Alex Veris is kind of like a Dresden Files type of book. I read the first one in that, reread because I had read it years ago. And then I reread Harper Connolly book by Charlene Harris. Um, and I had read them before, but I reread that, listened to that one. And then um, I went through the Alpha and Omega series again, and then started. I've been reading different books for my book club and listening to those, and then I just finished book 13 of Mercy Thompson series because not 13, 12, because 13 came out, so I read through like 10, 11, 12, and then I haven't started 13 yet. Because I finished the 12th book yesterday and I was like, oh, I want to listen to it. But I was like, I had to go places. So I was like, I'm going to get into the book and I'm not going to want to go anywhere. So I need to do it when I have time, like when no one's around and I don't have to talk to people. So I started listening to Memoirs of a Geisha because that is another book for my book club. So yeah, but I do want to point out that I'm 82% on my goal for the year,
That's
which
good.
is 300 books. It originally was 100 and I switched it to 300. So I'm on I have read 245 books so far this year. And then I'm not even going to tell you about the Kindle Unlimited books that I've been reading because I can read faster than I can listen. So, but I listen to a lot of books because when I'm sewing, I'm listening. Oh, Sandy, you're going in the 2023. Awesome. I applied to vend, so hopefully I get accepted. And I keep trying to convince Jessica to do it too. Anyways, but and then I've been watching like a ton of like Hallmark movies, like Hallmark murders and movies and mysteries. That channel. But I've also been like I binged watched through Making the Cut, which is like the new Project Runway.
Okay.
And then I binge watched the newest season of Blown Away, which is really awesome. And then I binged watched through the last season of Call the Midwife,
I
which
just
there were
did that.
so many knit and crochet items, like sweaters and vests in that. I'm like, I need to like rewatch this, take screenshots, and like write a book or something with all those patterns because they were like fantastical. Um, so yeah, it was amazing. Like I think the whole series has a ton of knitting and crochet in it. Anyways, but that's all I've been doing. So let's go on to randomness.
Okay.
So we've been crazy busy, obviously, as you can tell, because it's been like
Sorry.
a month and a half before we podcasted again. Um, so it was the end of summer, the beginning of school, and now we're almost to October, and I'm like, what the heck happened? It's been crazy, let me tell you.
It has been.
So in August, we had Michigan Fiber Festival, and Jessica came with me. That was fun, warm, and then like when we were packing up, of course, it was pouring rain.
I forgot about
It always does that every year.
like pouring, like her rug that she keeps in her tent got like completely sopping wet, and like we had to pick it up, and it was so heavy.
Yeah, and then I like set the stuff out for like 2 days to dry the next after that. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun, and I got a job at my local yarn store. It's called Fox River Fibers in Big Bend, Wisconsin. I'm just working there part time, like when she needs someone to help, and then I'll be teaching classes too, which I have to write up my classes. Which I'm excited because I'm going to teach a drop spindling class, and I've been talking with Jen from Turtle Made to see if we can like
Very cool.
wholesale some of her spindles because I really love her Turkish spindles.
I do too.
And then I've been talking with other people as I'm working and just talking up, like the first class I think I'm going to do is an like a knitted. So I'm gonna because I knit and crochet, and I've taught both of those before. So I'm going to do a knit doll and a crochet doll, like both cats, and they're going to kind of be like this, but they're going to be, and by this I mean like long and like where kids can just grab them, because I figured if we do that before Christmas, then people can like make Christmas gifts, So that's the first class I have to finish, but I have to finish this sweater before I can start on those. Anyways, so after Michigan Fiber Fest, we had Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, which was a lot of fun too. And that's where I got this mug.
Super cute.
It is super cute. It's a llamacorn.
It like matches your glasses.
It does. It's like, of course, it's green. So this is from Headwaters Pottery. And I'm a sucker for any kind of mug. And that I bought that. I bought a like Wisconsin Sheep and Wool t-shirt, and then I bought a fleece, which I wasn't going to because I have like 30 in the shed. But this one was from Let me find the card.
Observatory something.
This one is from Observatory Hill Farm. And I wasn't going to, but they are what's the name of the sheep?
Corriedale. And it's like
Corriedale.
the softest.
Yeah.
I got one too.
And I was talking to her, and she was saying that the fleece judger guy came through and said that they were like out of breed standards.
They were. It didn't feel like it looked more like merino or like something more fine.
So I guess because the sheep they got the sheep they got their stock from, the person they got their stock from bred them for softness, but look at the crimp in that. So, I don't know if can you see?
Yeah. Yes.
It's like so fine and it's so soft and they're coated. So it's not like super dirty. I just have to clean out the lanolin basically. And the fleece I got is like a fawn color with like, it's going to be so beautiful.
I got a brown one. I don't have it up here to show you.
But I need to build, like I'm going to go to the Restore today, a little bit later, and build like a skirting table, because the reason I haven't like gone through the fleeces in my shed, which are all south down, is because I realized like my lower back has been hurting and I don't want to be like crawling around on the ground. So I need to build a skirting table. So that is one of the things. So before Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, my yarn store did a yarn bowl painting class, and
That's so cute.
It's a unicorn one. And so we just painted them, or not painted, but like you do it and then they glaze it for you.
Yeah.
So I did this one on the outside and then this green on the inside, which it's kind of like you can't really tell, but it's fantastic. I'm kind of scared I'll break it, but I just did the unicorn one. Isn't that fun?
That's cute.
So anyways, I did that. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, I have it all written down. I started earlier this month the Pigskin Party 2022 craft along with Downseller Studio podcast, or Boston Jen, if you follow her on Instagram. She does like during football season, like a craft along for like prizes and stuff, called the Pigskin Party. So I signed up to be a sponsor, and I'm going to have an exclusive bag that I release when I finish sewing them for that, and it'll be available through February. And then it won't be available for 6 months after the party is done, because I am a pro shop sponsor. But in our show notes, I'll link to her website, her podcast website, so you can still sign up for the party. It's just a craft along. It's like no pressure. You can do it how much or how little as you want, but there are prizes involved. So join and craft along. So yeah, but at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool. Okay, I have one more thing to talk about. So I've been like crazy busy, but at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, my husband, he bought this rug hooking kit and he finished it. It turned out really fantastic if you look at it.
It's awesome.
So I don't know if you guys are familiar with rug hooking, but it's like strips of wool felted, and then you pull it up through the fabric and you make these designs. So he's been talking about it for years. And so we got him a kit, and then he hooked this, and then he is like all doing it like to like relax, like after work he comes home and he just relaxes it, and he loves it. So I went to see if you could buy those rug stuff, and they're so expensive. And I am a knitter and a spinner, and I think they're expensive. So I don't know. I went to some Salvation Armies and St. Vincent de Paul's, around here. And I'm trying to find a picture to show you guys. And I was looking for like wool sweaters, like 100% wool, and then like pants or skirts. And
Mhm.
I could like almost find nothing. I'm not even kidding. I'm like, do people not wear wool anymore? No,
They
they
don't.
don't. But I did find some like men's like golf club jacket,
Gosh.
and I bought a bunch of those, and then I took them apart and cut them into strips. And let me show you this picture. So this is like the past 2 weeks I have been me doing this, and I keep trying to get Andy to do it because I'm like, this is taking a lot of time. So I cut them into strips. So after I took apart the jackets, I felted them in the wash and dryer, and then I cut them into strips. Except for this one right here, it's this like dark green. It was a sweater that I found that was wool, and then I also bought some like wool fabric from a website and cut it into strips, the lighter ones, and then I dyed them.
Ooh,
So I spent yesterday dyeing them all. And so like here they are drying some of the
that's
colors.
awesome.
And then I have more. And then here's some more.
Is he
So I used
excited?
some like regular jacquard dyes, except for that top red, I used Kool-Aid because I didn't have red. Um, so I just dyed them so he can like make them. Right now he's making me a sheep one for the wall. So yeah, but he's like did such a great job and he really likes it. So
Oh, it
it's
turned out cool.
yeah,
That's
but
good.
I was like looking at it, I'm like, there's no nerdy ones. Like I kind of want one that has like a TARDIS on it, or
Just make
um
one.
right. So I started looking up
Coloring pages or something.
yeah, coloring pages. So yeah, but then like just finding the wool. So I need to like start anytime I'm at like Goodwill or Salvation Army, I'm just gonna look for like 100% wool sweaters, like the thinner ones, the
Mhm.
like machine knit thin ones, that are with like fingering weight yarn, and then just buy them and then felt them for the colors. I mean, I can always dye them,
Mhm.
but it would be nice if they already came in the colors, so I didn't have to like buy a ton of dye. Um, so yeah, but that is like all my randomness. Do you have any randomness?
Um, Not a ton. Like you said, it was summer. We started school like the last couple of weeks of August, and then I actually started working at the school in the extended care thing that they have. So it so I've been watching little 3 and 4 year olds
That's good.
when they're not in their class, which has been fun but exhausting.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not something I'm used to. So my house has been like chaotically messy. Um, but and then we just had homecoming last weekend, so there's the excitement of that. And then I came down with a little cold, so I was out of commission for the past week.
Well, you figure
As
like
you can
little kids.
probably hear me, yeah, like because all the kids started. It's the start of school.
Yeah.
Uh,
And 3 and 4 year olds don't really cough into their elbows.
no, I like say it like 50 times a day. Um, anyways, so it's been fun and good. And I'm also been working a little bit in the kitchen
That's cool.
there too, just like serving school lunch, which isn't like really hard or anything. But yeah, so it's definitely a change of pace, and yeah, just getting used to things. But I've been getting up so I was getting up way early so I could take Granger out on a walk because otherwise she has to be kenneled because she's a naughty puppy and will get on the counters if we leave her out all day long
Naughty puppy.
when I'm gone. So, yeah, so just, different routine and craziness.
Yeah.
And then, sports and
Yeah.
all that comes with that. So, not much I feel like I have a boring life, but it's crazy busy.
Yeah. I agree. Same here.
Um, so yeah, not much going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool though. So thanks for tuning in with us. We will be back next month, I promise.
Yes.
Sometime in October. If it gets to the end of the month, send us a message
Yell
and
at us.
say, hey. But yes, thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next month. Bye.